Self-improvement is 1 year-long New Year's resolution that we think we need to implement in order to be great. The whole point of self-improvement is to embrace our learning process and allow ourselves to grow with zero judgment. It feeds off our insecurity and prides itself on empty promises. You can't teach someone happiness, and you can't learn about happiness either. Life is about experiencing, so if you want to experience, you have to stop reading about how to do it and just do it. Hey me amores, welcome back to my channel. It's Sanaa here and we're back with another video. As you can tell, we got a little something down there. As you may know, because I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to change around my style of content that I'm going to be doing and lean more into, surprise, video essays. Yeah. A little bit of on the other end of things. I will still definitely be doing reality TV show reviews, especially because this takes a long time. You gotta write it, you gotta film it, you gotta edit it, and it's just easier to sit down and watch a good, awful reality TV show and then just share my thoughts. But I am definitely going to want to try and, make some video essays and just talk about stuff that I'm like semi-passionate about, well knowledged enough. But yeah, so I bought a little tripod, I bought a mic, and yeah, I'm just, really excited to see what this holds. And it was actually like, I was like, oh, what if I just do a podcast? Because if I have my script, then I won't have to I can just read it word for word, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but I don't have a podcast following. I was like, you don't have a podcast following because you don't have a podcast. No brainer. But I was just like, it'll probably be easier for me to just do both, just see what it's like on YouTube doing video essays. And obviously I know it might not pick up right away, but if there's at least a few people who like it, or if you prefer my old kind of content with the reality TV shows, this is a pilot episode. It's just testing things out. So actually, I'm going to be talking about something that I definitely can relate to. And because I can relate to it, that is actually what made me want to talk about it and want to start doing video essays in general. And I'm talking about today the obsession with self-improvement. Did you know that the self-help industry is worth over $11 billion? It seems like everywhere we turn, it's a new book, online course, seminar, just something that's promising to transform our lives and make us better versions of ourselves. But did you ever stop and think about why we're so obsessed with improving ourselves in the first place? Self-help has become so prevalent in our lives, in every aspect of our life, from business to fitness to your love life. There's always somebody in your ear telling you you're doing it wrong and this is how you need to do it better. Now, this isn't to say and throw out there that all self-help is bad. I'm a very firm believer in that we need different things in different times of our life. Late 2022, early 2023, self-help is something that I desperately needed. I felt like I lost all control and all power that I had in a hard situation, and I wanted to exercise control in the only thing that we ever can, ourselves. But I ended up falling down a rabbit hole of needing to fix myself. I've read The Power of Now, The 4 Agreements, Highly Sensitive Person, The Book of Moods, and Attached ever since this journey began. But recently, as in 2 months ago, when I started reading A New Earth, I found that the material was very stale to me, and it was just so hard to get through the book, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. Self-help is something that I used to find fun. I used to go on the bus and I used to be excited to be able to sit there and read my book before school. But then when I found myself sitting there and trying to force myself to read, I knew that this wasn't for me anymore. I was reading and parroting all this knowledge, but it was never enough. Instead of soaking it up like a sponge, I was more like a strainer, and it was just falling through. So I had to take more. I had to seek out more information because I wasn't retaining it and I definitely wasn't applying it. This isn't sustainable, and it wasn't sustainable. I always thought that I needed to do better. Once I just took a step back from taking in new information, I was able to sit and reflect and actually apply what these books are trying to teach you about, and I was able to feel the bliss that these books try to teach to you. You can't teach someone happiness, and you can't learn about happiness either. Life is about experiencing, so if you want to experience, you have to stop reading about how to do it and just do it. In the upcoming video, I'll be discussing the culture of self-improvement and what it is all really about. I'll be discussing how we can avoid it and not fall prey to perfectionism. And I'll also be talking about the impact on our mental health if we continue to be like this. Self-help has been around for a long time. The only thing that changes is how people tell you how to live your life. In 1917, Laugh and Live by Douglas Fairbanks, positivity was the key to living a happy and successful life. Now, Focus and the Grind says it's going to take you from a big bad 9-to-5 where you hate yourself and so does everyone else into a nice, flourishing, loving relationship and entrepreneurial career. From philosophy to TED Talks, there's always someone that's saying, if you do this, your life will become better. In World Minded's article, Why is Personal Growth Important? They say, quote, personal growth is the ongoing process of understanding and developing oneself in order to reach one's fullest potential. Personal growth is a vital part in one's growth, maturity, success, and happiness, end quote. Honestly, it all really boils down to New Year's Eve. Let's be real. Self-improvement is one year-long New Year's resolution that we think we need to implement in order to be great. You see these people who have their life so figured out, so laid out, and everything looks perfect, and they just look like they got it going on. Like Tam Core or the Sprinkle Lady. And don't get me wrong, like I've watched both of these people and I love their content, but I do think it is worth noting the impact that this has on contributing to the culture of self-improvement. And not even just them in particular, like there's many content creators who put out content like this and tell you this is how you do this in order to achieve this goal. Social media has played a significant role in perpetuating the toxic self-improvement culture. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have been able to shine a light on the lives and achievements of influencers. The life coaches and the beauty gurus and the high value women, which is a video in itself. Another ploy I fell for. I did. But they're just normal people with normal mindsets that just may be different from ours, yet they think that theirs is superior and that's why their life is a certain way. And this is how you can get yours to be like that too, which that may not necessarily be the case. With everyone being able to see right into their life, or at least what they want us to see, we start to feel pressure on ourselves and we think that we need to be like them, we need to think like them, we need to act like them so we can have a life that looks like them. We envy their mindset and their lifestyle, and especially when they're screaming at us to get our stuff together through the screen, it really puts that pressure on us once again to really get our life together. One aspect of social media that contributes to this is carefully curated content. I don't know why I keep looking over there like when I'm talking, I'm gonna try to look right at the camera. People only highlight the best achievements, moments, and aspects of their life, which creates an illusion of perfection. Because of this, we compare our own journey to theirs. Ever since we start working on ourselves, no matter how much progress we've made, we are always going to compare our progress to what they look like, even if it's just carefully curated content, because of how we perceive them to be perfect. Furthermore, on the side of influencer and influenced, everyone is seeking external validation at the end of the day. Likes, comments, followers. When we receive any combination of those, we know that we're doing something right. Right looks like eating healthy meals, exercising, going outside, reading, etc. I'm clearly projecting because this is what I thought right was. And so this was the image that I was putting online. Even when the activities were becoming stale to me and I no longer found genuine joy in it, like reading the same self-improvement style books and learning nothing new or not applying it, I still felt like I had an image to uphold. And let's be for real, who was checking for me? Not a soul. Societal pressures and expectations can have a very big influence on our desire to self-improve. From a very early age, we are bombarded with messages about what success looks like and what achievements are valued by society. These cultural ideals become internalized, which leads us to believe that we have to improve and measure up to those standards. Success in society is measured by wealth and career accomplishments. Those who have achieved success in their chosen career field are celebrated, and everyone else just tries to achieve similar levels of achievement in order to match up to what they're doing because they feel that pressure that they have to. Pursuit of success becomes intertwined with our self-value, and we become obsessed with trying to pursue societal validation. The societal emphasis on achievement can create a relentless drive for us for self-improvement. Whether it's academic excellence, personal milestones, or career advancements, people may feel the need to outperform themselves and others. The fear of falling behind or being perceived as mediocre can fuel this obsession with self-improvement and cause individuals to strive for, honestly, unrealistic societal expectations. Self-improvement has been extremely commercialized. Aside from social media influencers, we're constantly bombarded with ads, promos, and marketing campaigns that assure you with your purchase, you'll unlock your best version of yourself. Like I said in the intro, the self-help industry is worth $11 billion. It feeds off our insecurity and prides itself on empty promises. One of the key aspects of the commercialization of self-improvement is that they promise transformation. Advertisements for self-improvement programs and products often exhibit a compelling narrative of change. This taps into our deep-seated desires for improvement. They use persuasive language and emotional appeal to convince us that by investing in their offering, we can overcome our challenges and attain the life that we've always dreamed of. Whether it's through books, online courses, seminars, what have you, the self-help industry always promises a better future. And this gives us a semblance of control. We are in control of ourselves, and we are, seemingly in control of our future. If we buy this, our life will turn out like that. But that's not how it works. Life isn't like that. Nobody can promise or sell you otherwise. The self-help industry capitalizes on this mindset. They promise that we can buy our way to a better version of ourselves. Books, journals, planners, workout equipment, all these things promote themselves as being necessary tools for self-improvement, and they flood the market. The constant flow of products creates a flood of consumption, and the consumers are thinking that they need to get the next best thing, and this perpetuates the idea that they are not yet good enough. Like I said earlier, I fell down the rabbit hole of reading books on how to be more present or how to be less angry, etc. I kept reading and reading, but never putting any of it into action. In Tanya Lee's article of how to go from self-obsession to truly living, she also recounts a similar experience of reading and reading, but never really experiencing. The days of me doing things that brought me joy were consumed with me reading about how to be more joyful. I was constantly trying to be better at being better, end quote. When I found a new piece of research or information, I would look into it and see what's the best way to do it. If it was meditation, instead of, just going with the flow and seeing what worked for me, I would look at people who I looked up to and I would see what they're doing, and if I was inspired by them, I would try to mimic them. The problem is we think we have to be perfect. When society has this ideal successful person that is virtually unattainable because it's ever changing, we think that we have to mold ourselves to that. Perfectionism can pose a real problem when trying to go on the path of self-improvement. That's how you fall into the perfectionism trap. The relentless pursuit of flawlessness and the fear of making mistakes leads to paralyzing self-criticism and a constant sense of inadequacy. The whole point of self-improvement is to embrace our learning process and allow ourselves to grow with zero judgment. Perfectionism just throws that out the window, and it demands unattainable levels of achievement. The unrelentless pursuit of perfectionism can ironically hinder our self-improvement journey. It can create a constant sense of stress and anxiety as we are never satisfied with our progress, and we constantly berate ourselves for falling short of impossibly high standards. Perfectionism can be so damaging as it can lead to anxiety disorders, OCD, eating disorders, and things like that. This mindset can deter us from trying new things, taking risks, and exploring opportunities for growth. The focus on external validation can overlook the process of self-improvement, and it completely bypasses self-compassion, self-acceptance, and the recognition of incremental progress. So we've discussed all about self-improvement and how we can really take it too far. But let's really talk about how damaging it is to your mental health and how counterintuitive it can be to your growth anyways. One potential impact on mental health is the increased stress and anxiety that comes with the pursuit of self-improvement. The relentless pursuit of trying to be perfect can create perfectionist tendencies, as we know. This can lead to heightened anxiety and a sense of never feeling good enough. This pressure can eventually lead to burnout, which is very, very bad for your mental health. Moreover, the culture of self-improvement can lead to comparison and a feeling of inadequacy among people. When individuals compare themselves to people who seemingly have it all figured out, they feel like their progress isn't enough and they feel doubt in themselves. This comparison culture, which is often perpetuated by social media, can have very negative impacts. It can lead to negative self-perfection, decreased self-esteem, and feelings of worthlessness. It can also perpetuate a cycle of seeking external validation and approval, which in turn impacts your mental health as well. Additionally, obsessive focus on self-improvement can divert attention away from self-love and self-care. Constantly striving to better yourself can lead you to actually neglect yourself and your own needs. This can result in feelings of exhaustion, emotional depletion, and neglect of one's mental health. It is worth noting that the impact of self-improvement can vary from person to person. While some people may thrive in an environment where they're constantly trying to better themselves, others may fall short and, fall to a lot of the stuff that I listed previously, and they may face negative consequences. It is essential to listen to one's own needs, be mindful of personal boundaries, and prioritize mental well-being above all during your self-improvement journey. I'm not gonna say that I think we should abolish self-improvement, but I do believe that self-acceptance is a much healthier alternative instead of self-improvement. When you fully accept yourself in every capacity, self-improvement comes naturally. You accept your flaws, but you understand that you deserve to have a healthy body. You deserve to have clean space. You deserve to have a beautiful mind. The growth comes naturally. When you're more accepting of yourself, you're more likely to see your flaws as something worth changing and something that's easier to change. You have more motivation to change and grow when you're compassionate with yourself. You make a commitment to being better and not living how you did before because, like I said, you deserve it. In conclusion, the culture of self-improvement can have a very profound impact on our mental health. While the pursuit of personal growth and self-development can be beneficial, it's crucial to navigate this journey with self-compassion and with mindfulness. It is important to recognize that self-acceptance is the true foundation for growth. By embracing our flaws and acknowledging our self-worth, we can embark on the same journey of self-improvement, but from a place of self-love and compassion. Rather than striving for unattainable perfection, we should celebrate the little wins and our incremental progress along the way. Finding balance between growth and self-acceptance is key. We must listen to our own needs, prioritize our own boundaries and our mental health throughout this self-improvement journey. It is okay to take breaks. It's okay to rest and to acknowledge that we are enough as we are. Self-improvement should not be a relentless pursuit of external validation, but rather a means to enhance our own well-being and fulfillment. Ultimately, let us remember that self-improvement is not about comparing ourselves or trying to reach unattainable societal standards. It is a deeply personal and individual journey. By cultivating self-acceptance and nurturing our mental health, we can truly find growth, happiness, and a sense of fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the culture of self-improvement and its impact on mental health. I know I said mental health and self-improvement a million times, and I did not have water during this entire video. May we all strive for a healthier and more compassionate approach to personal growth. Remember, you are deserving of love, acceptance, and the pursuit of happiness. That's all I have for you today, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Love, Sanaa.